Would you believe me if I told you that sometimes the people closest to us hold secrets so deep they can change everything we think we know? Secrets that make us question trust, loyalty, and even ourselves. What would you do if you found yourself in a situation where someone's words cut deeper than any knife ever could? Pause for a moment and think about it. Are you joining me from somewhere warm, like Florida, with its golden beaches stretching endlessly? Or are you tuning in from a cozy corner of Canada, bundled up against the chill? Wherever you are, hit that like button now, because this story is made just for you. Yes, you, the one who took a second to listen. Now let me ask you something else. Have you ever walked into a store, picked out an item, and wondered what goes on behind the scenes? You might never guess that the person ringing up your purchase has dreams as big as yours, or fears just as heavy. That's exactly what happened when Logan Reed, the CEO of a massive retail chain called Everbright, decided to go undercover at one of his own stores. He didn't expect to walk away shaken by two sales associates whispering near the register. Their conversation wasn't just surprising, it was life-changing. Let's dive in. Logan had always been ambitious but grounded. Growing up in a small town surrounded by cornfields, he'd worked hard to build Everbright from scratch. It started as a tiny shop selling handmade crafts and grew into a nationwide empire known for affordable yet stylish home goods. But success came with sacrifices. Logan barely saw his family anymore, and he often felt disconnected from the very customers and employees who kept his business alive. So, when his marketing team suggested filming a YouTube series where he'd work undercover in his own stores, Logan agreed without hesitation. This was his chance to reconnect, to see how things really worked on the front lines. On the day of filming, Logan dressed casually in jeans and a hoodie, his usual suit replaced by sneakers and a baseball cap. His assistant reminded him not to reveal his identity under any circumstances. "Just act normal," she said before sending him off. And normal he tried to be. He entered store number 142, located in a bustling suburb outside Denver, and wandered through aisles filled with colorful pillows, candles, and kitchenware. Cameras followed discreetly, capturing every interaction. At first, everything seemed ordinary. Logan helped stack shelves, assisted customers looking for the perfect picture frame, and even joked around with some of the younger staff members. They were friendly enough, though their smiles sometimes felt rehearsed. Still, Logan enjoyed hearing their stories, their hopes, frustrations, and little victories. One girl named Sophie dreamed of becoming a graphic designer, while another employee, Tyler, talked excitedly about saving up for a road trip across the country. Logan nodded along, feeling proud of the lives his company touched. But then came the moment that stopped him cold. While browsing near the checkout counters, Logan overheard two sales associates chatting quietly. Their voices carried just enough for him to catch snippets of their conversation. "Honestly, I don't think anyone cares," said a woman named Marley, her tone sharp with bitterness. She leaned against the counter, arms crossed tightly over her chest. Her co-worker, a tall man named Kyle, sighed heavily. "Of course no one cares," he replied. "Why should they? We're just numbers to them." Logan froze. Numbers? Was that how his employees saw themselves? His heart sank as he realized they weren't talking about random corporate executives. They were talking about him. About Logan Reed, the founder and CEO of Everbright. He wanted to step forward, to tell them they were wrong, but the cameras rolled silently behind him, reminding him to stay hidden. Instead, he listened intently, hoping to understand why they felt this way. Marley continued, her voice trembling slightly. "Do you remember last month when they cut our hours? I had to pick between paying rent or buying groceries. My kid cried because all we had was cereal for 3 days straight." Kyle shook his head, his jaw tight. "Yeah, and don't get me started on the bonuses, or lack thereof. Remember Mrs. Peterson? She's been here longer than anyone, and she still gets treated like she's expendable." Logan swallowed hard, guilt pressing down on his chest like a weight. He thought back to those decisions, the budget cuts, the restructuring plans. At the time, they'd seemed necessary, logical even. But standing there, hearing the human cost of those choices, he couldn't deny the truth. He'd failed them. Failed to protect the people who made his dream possible. The next few hours passed in a blur. Logan finished his shift, shaking hands and thanking everyone for their hard work, though his mind raced with questions. How many others felt the same way? Had he grown so distant that he couldn't see the pain his decisions caused? Back at headquarters, Logan watched the raw footage of his undercover experience late into the night. Each frame replayed Marley's angry expression, Kyle's defeated shrug. Their words echoed in his ears long after the screen went dark. Something inside him shifted. Maybe it was shame, maybe it was resolve, but whatever it was, it pushed him to take action. Over the following weeks, Logan implemented sweeping changes within Everbright. He reinstated full-time hours for part-time workers, introduced profit-sharing programs, and personally visited dozens of stores to meet face-to-face with employees. He apologized, not with empty promises, but with tangible improvements designed to show he truly cared. One evening, during a town hall meeting at store number 142, Logan stood before a crowd of skeptical faces. Marley and Kyle were there too, arms folded defensively. Logan cleared his throat, his voice steady despite the nerves bubbling beneath the surface. "I want to start by saying thank you for everything you do every single day. Without you, none of this would be possible." He paused, letting the words sink in. "But I also need to say I'm sorry. Sorry for not seeing the impact of my decisions sooner. Sorry for making you feel invisible." For a moment, silence hung heavy in the air. Then, slowly, applause began to ripple through the room. It started softly, hesitantly, but soon grew louder, filling the space with warmth and hope. Marley wiped tears from her eyes, while Kyle gave a small nod of acknowledgement. For the first time in years, Logan felt connected, not just to his company, but to the people who made it thrive. So here's my question for you. Have you ever felt unseen or unheard? Maybe at work, at home, or even among friends. If Logan's story resonates with you, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. Are you lounging in sunny California, sipping coffee as the waves crash nearby? Or perhaps you're nestled indoors in snowy Minnesota, wrapped in blankets while the world outside turns white? Share your thoughts, share your location, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to hit that like button. It means the world to creators like me. In the end, Logan learned a lesson he'd carry with him forever. Success isn't measured by profits or accolades. It's measured by the lives you touch along the way. True leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about taking care of those who depend on you. So whether you're leading a team, running a household, or simply trying to navigate your own path, remember this: kindness matters. Empathy matters. And sometimes the smallest actions can create the biggest change. Thank you for listening, for being here, for sharing this journey with me. Because honestly, this story wouldn't exist without you.